What's going on, everyone? Alex here. So Black Friday is upon us, and that can be quite overwhelming in terms of knowing what to purchase. There's so many deals going on, and if you're anything like me, I always end up regretting not taking advantage of the deals a month later after all the deals are over. So I've decided to put together two videos, one over 100 and one under €100, just of different tech ideas that I've purchased over the past year. Probably paid full price for them, and I use them every day, so I can kind of stand behind them. So if there is a deal on them, fantastic. If not, I'll leave a few links to some other options that I think might be of use to you. Okay, so now that all that's over with, let's get on with the first product, and that is a wallet from a company called Secrid. Now, I've had this wallet for about 5 years now at this stage, and it's perfect for me. I love it. Basically, it has a metal casing on the inside and then this leather kind of flap that goes around the outside, and you can store more stuff in there. With the metal case, you can store up to 5 cards. From my experience, you're better off having the full 5 cards in there because, and maybe it's just because mine's a bit old, if you have anything less, they tend to come a bit loose and potentially fall out. But when you have the 5 cards in there, everything kind of fits perfectly. And then with the leather part, you can fit another maybe 4 to 6 cards, even more if you wanted, but it might get a bit chunky. But yeah, you can fit a few extra cards in there, and then there's actually a section to store a bit of cash as well, which is really good. So yeah, as I said, I've had this wallet for about 5 years now, and as you can see, it's still in pretty good condition. I use it every day, of course, it's a wallet, and yeah, I really like it. So to get the cards out of the metal case, you use this little lever at the bottom, and it's actually quite satisfying to use. It's kind of like a fidget toy, I suppose, but yeah, really easy, and it kind of staggers the cards so you can pick the exact one that you want to take out. So in terms of customization, it's great. You can pretty much make your own wallet. You can choose the color of the metal case, you can choose the color of the leather, you can choose whether you want one metal case or two, so you can get 2 and it's a bit chunkier. You can choose whether it closes with a little button like I have, or whether it just folds over in like a normal wallet. So yeah, there's a few options, and yeah, you can fully customize it, and you know it's really good quality. Okay, so next product is probably a little bit boring, but it's a great present to get for someone and always good to get yourself, and that is a phone case. Now, obviously I haven't used all the phone cases out there, but I've used a good few, so I know what I like and I know what I don't like. Personally, I always tend to go for silicone cases. I just like how they feel. They provide good grip to your phone and obviously protect it as well. I've found that the best silicone cases are usually the ones that are made by the manufacturer of the phone. So for instance, right now I have the 13 Pro, I use Apple's silicone case. And before that I had the S20 Plus, I used Samsung silicone case. They just are made for the phone perfectly, they fit them, and they're really high quality. Recently I tried the iPhone 14 Pro and I got a real cheap silicone case off Amazon. It did the job, it was grand, but it definitely wasn't as well built as Apple's version. It was a bit more flimsy and a bit more flex, and yeah, just wasn't as good. And just to note, with cheaper cases, they might not have MagSafe built in, so with this one, magnets aren't on it, so the kind of strength has to go from the phone to the MagSafe accessory, which is a little bit annoying, whereas with the Apple one, you know, the MagSafe magnets are actually in the case as well, so it kind of strengthens the whole MagSafe accessory lineup. Most premium cases would have MagSafe in it. This was just a pretty cheap one at the time. Next up is a leather case. Now, I'm not personally into them too much because they're quite expensive to get really good ones, but Apple obviously does a really nice one, and I've heard good reviews about it. I've got this one here from a company called Sandmark. It's a really good case. It's a bit chunkier than the silicone ones and other cases I've tried, and that's because Sandmark as a company make lenses for your iPhone, so if you want to get more out of the camera, you can actually screw the lens into this and then use it with the case. So it's pretty cool if you're into kind of getting more out of your camera than just the normal lenses that they come with. And lastly, I know when people purchase a new phone, they kind of like the new color that they've got and they want to show that off, but they also want to protect it. So that's where the clear cases come in. This is made by a company called Zero, and it's really well built, it's really strong, and it obviously has the magnets in there that you can see for the iPhone. Personally, I'm not into it. I think it feels a little too plasticky. I prefer the feel of the silicone one, but obviously it provides great protection and you can see the color of your phone if you want to show it off. So that's it for the cases. Obviously there's a mountain of different brands that actually make cases, so it's down to personal preference, but they're kind of an overview of the different types that I like and would recommend. Okay, so next product is something that I've talked about plenty of times on this channel, and that is a monitor light. You can see it just about in the shot here, and it's been on my desk for the past year, and I don't have any plan on changing it. So there are plenty out there across different price ranges, but they all pretty much do the exact same thing: light up your desk and save space at the same time. I bought this one from a company called Quintus on Amazon, and I think it was in and around the €50 mark, maybe a bit cheaper. And to be honest, I wouldn't spend any more than that, because anything after that, you're kind of just paying for gimmicks and little kind of knobs that you can turn it on your desk, when what's the difference then putting your hand up here to putting it here? Maybe it might look a bit better, but yeah, I think you're better off going for a cheaper one and saving your money for something that's actually providing a bit more value. So with the monitor light, you can adjust the temperature and the color brightness. So depending on your room situation, you can kind of dial it into whatever you want. And yeah, they're just great because they cause a bit of bias lighting, so you're not staring at a bright screen the whole time and your eyes might get sore if you're doing that. And they light your desk perfectly because they're directed down onto where your keyboard is. If you're drawing or writing or anything like that, it's perfect for that, and they never really go into your eyes or ever cause glare on the screen. So they're a really great desk accessory. I highly recommend you get one. And as I said, if you're tight for space on your desk, they're a really good option because they're on the top of your monitor. Okay, so next product I want to talk about is pretty crucial if you have a MacBook, and pretty important, I'm sure, if you have a Windows laptop, but it's some sort of an adapter. I have two here that I've got over the past year, and yeah, they're really good quality. The first one is from a company called Anker. I'm sure you've heard of them, and yeah, this is a really cool product because it connects kind of exactly to the side of your MacBook. It uses the two USB-C ports and gives you 7 ports out. You get an SD card slot, a micro SD, 2 USB-C ports, and two USB-A ports, and then a HDMI port. So everything that you could ever want. And the good thing about this one is it's really good if you're on the go. It comes with this little kind of nice case. It's a nice soft case, and basically if you're on the go, it plugs exactly into the side of your MacBook, so you're not taking up kind of loads of space and have cables coming out of it. It's really handy if you're on the go. Alright, so the next one is from a company called CalDigit, and to be honest, I didn't really need to purchase it because it's pretty much the same as the last one that I talked about. The main difference is this one uses a cable, so it only takes up one USB-C slot on your laptop, and for me it's a bit better on my desk. I kind of have it plugged in full time, and then it's just a bit easier to access all the different ports. And again, you get 7 ports out. You get an SD card slot, micro SD card slot, 2 USB-C ports, one on the back and the front, USB-A ports, so only one USB-A port. So if you need more, maybe go for the Anker one. And then you get a HDMI port, and actually this one has a display port. So if you need a display port, go for this one. And yeah, as I said, it plugs into your MacBook. It's really quick. The thing I like about this one is the SD card slot actually kind of, you have to push it in to take it out, whereas with the Anker one, it just kind of sits in and you're not even sure if it's gone in or not. Obviously you can tell when it pops up on your MacBook, but this one has a little push action, so you know you've actually put it in. And yeah, both really good products, made out of metal and really premium and quite fast actually as well. I edit all my videos off them, so really fast and important if you have a MacBook. You definitely need one. Okay, so next up is an LED strip or LED lights for your desk setup or your TVs. I have two options here. I have LED light bars on my monitor, and then I have an LED strip on my TV. The one on my TV is very basic. I think it was €10 from Govee. It doesn't connect to Wi-Fi or anything like that. You just stick it to the back of your monitor and then plug it into one of the USB ports, and when you turn your TV on, it lights up. It doesn't track what's on the TV, it just gives a nice glow at the back. I think it adds a little bit when you have a dark room. A little bit of a glow on the back of the TV is really nice. Then I kind of got more expensive ones for my monitor. They're called the Govee Flow Pro light bars, and the reason I got them is because I found that I'm always chopping and changing my desk setup, and I thought that the light strips are just a little bit awkward because once you stick them down, you can't really change your mind, whereas these ones are obviously just 2 light bars and you can take them on and off really easily. And with these ones, what's cool is you can use the little camera that comes with them. I don't use it personally, but it actually looks at what's on the screen and then will push out kind of color matching LEDs to the back, which is pretty cool. I think they have a TV version as well, which is probably more useful. You don't really need it for your monitor, but they're just 2 light bars. They connect to Wi-Fi and you can use the Govee app to adjust them to whatever color you like. I kind of just have them at this nice white glow. Again, just causes a bit of bias lighting to make the room a little bit nicer without having to use the kind of down light. And yeah, I just think it's really nice, and it adds a nice bit of light to your desk setup. So the next product is something that I just picked up recently, and it's a multi-port adapter that can charge your MacBook, phone, Kindle, camera, whatever electronic you want, it'll charge it. And the good thing about this is it has 3 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. 2 of those USB-C ports can charge up to 100 watts, so you can plug your MacBook in and it'll charge it, which is really cool. And then you have another USB-C port which can charge up to 20 watts, so something like your iPhone. And the cool thing is you can charge them both at the same time. And then you obviously have a USB-A port and another USB-C port in case you want it. And the cool thing about this is it's just really compact compared to like the MacBook charger, and you get multiple charging ports out of it. Always handy to have if you're traveling and you only have one socket or something like that. It's just handy to have this multi-port adapter. Next up is a product I've talked about plenty of times again on this channel, and that is the Nothing Ear Ones. I got these last year when they launched, and yeah, I've used them every day. I've actually started using them for calls on Zoom in work, and they're really good. They connect up perfectly to my MacBook, and the microphones sound great. When I purchased them last year, they were €99. I thought that was an absolute bargain. And then I saw recently that they actually increased the price up to €150, which is a little bit annoying. It's not quite as good a deal anymore, but with Black Friday I saw on Amazon they're on offer for £79, so definitely worth checking out in case you need a pair of wireless earbuds. The cool thing about these is they're very similar to the AirPods Pro. Probably not as good quality in terms of sound, but they have noise cancellation, although it's not that good, but it is there. They have transparency mode. They fit really nicely they're very similar to the AirPods Pro in terms of how they fit. They have the silicone tip, and they just have a cool design where it's really transparent on the inside. You can kind of see the internals. And another bonus is they work for both Android and Apple. So if you're an Android user, these are definitely a great option to buy. I also saw that they came out with a new product called the Ear Sticks, which are similar to the AirPods 3, I think they're called. Basically the same product without silicone tips at the end, so they probably fit in a bit nicer into your ear if you find silicone ones uncomfortable. I don't think they have noise cancellation, but if they're anything like these, definitely a good product to check out. Alright, so that wraps up the tech gift guide under €100. As I said, I'll leave everything linked down below, and if I do see any good deals on other products similar to the ones that I talked about, I'll leave them linked down below. As I mentioned, I'll be doing another video on products over €100, so make sure to subscribe for that one. That'll be coming out in the next few days. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.